What's up, everybody? Oddly enough, I've had several people ask me if I have a YouTube channel, and I didn't until now. So, I don't know how this is going to go or what it's going to entail, but we're going to make at least one video. And if it helps someone, then that's great. Maybe I'll do another one, down the road. We'll see what happens. But we do a lot of catfishing, we do bow fishing, we mess around on tractors. We're busy people. We are very, very, very busy people. And if you guys want to, hang along for the ride and we'll see what happens. But today, we're going to build a catfishing rod holder. We've got these already. But what happens is the way your rod sets in there, in this bench seat, it makes it extremely difficult to get your rods out sometimes once a fish is on. So we're going to try to put one in here, keep it out of the way of the motor, and just kind of really overall make it easier on us because it's kind of difficult the way it is. So, got some scrap metal laying around. I went and bought some angle. We're going to try to put this thing together and see how it goes. We're back here in the garage where the magic happens. But we're going to take this scrap angle that I had laying around and we're going to put it on the side of the boat, on the rail. This would be the outside of your boat. We're going to weld from here up on both sides. And then we're going to land this piece of angle on our uprights. And then our rod holders will go here. Like I said, it's not going to be fancy, but I think it's going to be functional. I believe this is 1/8 inch thick. It's 1.5 inch angle, 6 feet long, so that ought to give us plenty of room, and 2 feet off the rail should give us plenty enough height that it's not going to be in the way. The main concern was the motor. I want the motor to be able to be lifted and turned without it being in the road, and I need to be able to drive the boat without banging my head off of it. So I think this is going to work. It's going to be really simple. Now, I might end up putting some gussets on it just to try and get a little more stability out of it. But we're going to get it fabbed up here and see what happens. So I just want to mention that I'm not a welder. I'm not a fabricator. I'm nobody special. I'm just an average Joe that likes to tinker. And that's what this video is about. But the worst part on a fabrication job like this, for me, is the prep work. I hate grinding metal, but it's got to be done. If you don't have a good welding surface, your welds are going to look like crap and they're not going to hold. So, if you're going to do this project yourself, which I encourage you to because it's not that difficult, you need a grinder, you need a welder, and some paint because you don't want it to rust. Other than that, that's it. A little bit of this, some common sense so you don't lose your digits. But the prep work is extremely important. Do your prep work, do it right, make sure it's clean, and start welding. We're back to this. Protect those eyeballs, the only ones you got. Now, the tool list I gave out, the grinder and the welder, that's not all you need. That's the specialty tools, or what I would consider specialty tools. I assume everyone has a tape measure and some means of marking the metal, whether it be a marker, a soapstone, a pencil, a rock, anything, doesn't matter. You just need to be able to mark the metal to be able to cut it. So I pretty well got my metal all ready to go, ready to be welded on. So I'm going to take my bases on both sides. I'm going to find center. I'm going to put my uprights on center, and then I'm probably going to land this in the boat, maybe use some C-clamps or something. I'll find some way to secure it on the boat, and then I'm going to take my 6-foot piece that's actually going to hold the rod holders, and I'm going to mark it so that way I know where everything's going to land. So I've got my base plate and upright for the left side of the boat. I went ahead and marked which way was the front because the way this is matters. So I've got that marked towards the front. I've marked half of my base plate, which my base plates are 15 inches. So I went 7.5, put a mark. Then I put my upright at the half mark. The orientation of this upright also matters because I want to put LEDs in here at a later date, and I don't want them blinding me as I'm sitting on the boat. So I want to be able to hide some LEDs, probably use light strips or something, and not have them blind us and just light up the rods in the back half of the boat so we can see. So I'm going to get this squared up nice and pretty, and we'll get her welded up and move her outside. So to make this as square and as pretty as I can, I know that my piece of metal is 6 feet long. So I'm going to go from side to side and see how much overhang I've got to get me to 6 feet. So I've got 5 inches of overhang. So I'm going to take from my upright to my top, I'm going to split the difference and put 2.5 inches on each side, clamp this together, stand it up, and see what it looks like. Now, I didn't use a level, I didn't use anything fancy because it's a catfishing rod holder. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to stand it up, mock it up, get everything where I want it, and then we're going to take it back in and weld it up. Lucky for me, I've caught a break in the rain. So I'm able to come outside and mock everything up and do all my welding out here, or the final welds anyway. So everything's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and get it welded up. And my rod holders haven't showed up yet, so I won't be drilling any holes and mounting those. But the last thing after this is just drill your holes wherever you want your rod holders, whatever spacing you want, and fold them in. Pretty simple. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no power to it. The weather has held off long enough for me to come outside and weld this up out here. So I've got a couple welds here just to hold it. Got the other side to do. Eventually, when my rod holders come, I'll drill my holes up here, and this is where my rod holders will land. But I know you can't really see it, but there's an eye bolt here and one back there. I'm just going to drill 2 holes in my metal here and just anchor it with the ratchet strap down to here. And if you're wondering, that metal is still really hot. Wow. But that's the plan, and I figure with a 15-inch base plate that shouldn't move. So I'll get my welding done, we'll get the drill bits out and pop some holes in this thing, get it strapped down, and let's see how it looks. Alright everybody, finished product. You can see we got our straps going both directions. Got the clamp-ons on there for now. All in all, pretty solid, but I am going to have to put a piece of angle in for a gusset from up here down because, oh Lord, it is a little wobbly, so we're going to have to do something there, but it's 7 o'clock and I still got to go catch bait, and I'm fishing tonight, so I'm going to get on out of here. If there's something you guys want to see specifically, catfishing, coyote hunting, whatever it is, let me know in the comments. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, tell me I'm stupid. Thanks for watching.